April the 16th, 2024 to order at 7 p.m. We'll stay seated for a moment of silent reflection. Thank you very much. As we gather this evening, I would like to acknowledge on behalf of council and our community that we are meeting on the traditional territory of the Algonquin people. We would like to thank the Algonquin people and express our respect and support for their rich history. And we are extremely grateful for their many and continued displays of friendship. We also thank all the generations of people who have taken care of this land for thousands of years. On April 4th, 2024, I attended the Renfrew County Housing Summit in Renfrew. Over 120 people attended the event, including county and municipal staff, private and nonprofit developers, contractors, and representatives from Canada Mortgage and Housing, Habitat for Humanity, and our MPP, John Yakubuski. This was an excellent opportunity to collaborate, make connections, share ideas, and explore opportunities. Some interesting points were that in Eastern Ontario, there are over 16,000 people in search of affordable housing, having to wait anywhere from 5 to 10 years for an available unit. There are 114 municipalities in Eastern Ontario that have applied for federal and provincial grants for housing initiatives. Only 2 of the 114 applicants received partial funding, between 50 to 75%. There are 41,000 new homes needed in Eastern Ontario to meet the current demand. There are approximately 260 vacant building lots in Renfrew County. There is an Eastern Ontario Housing Summit scheduled for May the 28th, 2024 at the Ottawa Events and Convention Centre in Ottawa, Ontario. Renfrew County, as well as the Eastern Ontario Ordinance Caucus, continues to lobby the federal and provincial governments for increased funding for rural housing development. On April 17th, 2024, the project team from Dillon Consulting will be presenting the technically preferred alternate for the Golden Lake Highway 60 and Lake Dory Road intersection at the Golden Lake Community Hall from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. Comments can be submitted in writing to Dillon Consulting if attendance at the public meeting is not possible. The public notice is attached to my mayor's address. On Tuesday, April 23rd, 2024, the Economic Development Division of Renfrew County is hosting a vendor market forum in partnership with the Ontario Ministry of Agriculture, Food and Rural Affairs and the Renfrew County District Health Unit. Cost to attend is $30 plus HST, which includes lunch and the additional session on April the 29th, 2024. Registration closes on April 15th, 2024. On April 25th, 2024, the county is hosting an introduction GIS training course from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. An invitation has been sent to all municipal staff. County of Renfrew received notification they are receiving an additional $50,000 for the starter company and summer company programs from the Ministry of Economic Development, Job Creation and Trade for the next 2 fiscal years. And that is my mayor's address. Yes.
Do you know that information, the 50,000 starter company and summer company programs, does that get sent to the schools at all? Do you know?
I'm not sure.
Because if so, that'd be a great thing, because I remember before they used to come to the schools, but I don't know if they do that anymore. So it's a great opportunity for people that don't, students that don't have a job to perhaps, now that they got the extra $50,000.
I'm not sure. I can check though.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. And then I have a resolution that the April 16th, 2024 mayor's address be accepted as presented. Moved by Councillor Robinson, seconded by Councillor Buckwald. Any other comments? Seeing none, Councillor Burns?
Yes.
Councillor Robinson?
Yes.
Councillor Buckwald?
Yes.
Councillor Rector Schoenfeld?
Yes.
And a yes, that's carried. Thank you. Any declarations of pecuniary interest in the general nature thereof? Seeing none, we'll move to the adoption of the minutes, and I have a motion that the April 2nd, 2024 regular council minutes be accepted as presented. Can I get a mover and second? Moved by Councilor Byrne, seconded by Councilor Robinson. Any additions, corrections, or omissions? Seeing none, Councilor Byrne,
Yes.
Councilor Robinson,
Yes.
Councilor Buckle,
Yes.
Councilor Ray Schoenfeld.
Yes,
And a yes. It's carried. Thank you. We have no delegations tonight, so we'll move to reports. And item 7.1 is the Snowdrifters facility planning. And with that, I have a motion that staff generate a special council meeting for May the 6th, 2024 at 7 p.m. to be held at the Snowdrifters facility. And that staff invite the Recreation and Advisory Committees, Boncher Inc., Board, and Wanda Hills. Can I get a mover and a second, please? Moved by Councilor Byrne, seconded by Councilor Robinson. Comments or questions? Councilor Ray Schoenfeld.
is the bonus sharing for snowmobile people?
There is.
Any other comments? Seeing none, Councilor Byrne,
Yes.
Councilor Robinson,
Yes.
Councilor Buckle,
Yes.
Councilor Ray Schoenfeld.
Yes,
And a yes. Carried. Item 7.2 is the tender report. Is Adrian joining us tonight?
No.
We're not.
We have an agenda.
Okay. So I have a motion that council accepts this report, tender NA-2024-01 hot mix paving. And that council accepts the tender bid of $722,489.23, inclusive of HST from Greenwood Paving Pembroke Limited. Could I get it moved by Councilor Buckwald, seconded by Councilor Schoenfeld? Comments or questions? Councilor Schoenfeld?
I can't remember what we budgeted it for. Yeah, how much we
We
budgeted for.
talked, it's under budget, but he wanted me to remind you that there is work that the Public Works Department needs to do, so there's still gravel that needs to be purchased and work that we need to do internally to prepare for it, so it is under budget, but we think we'll still spend the full amount of budget.
Okay, thank you.
Councilor Burt?
So does that include grinding up the roads before you, like Shineman Road? Would that be
Yes.
included in there?
Yeah, I think that this price is everything that is going to be contracted out, and like I said, there's the portion that we're doing is a bit of extra budget that's needed, so.
Any other comments? Seeing none, Councilor Byrne,
Yes.
Councilor Robinson,
Yes.
Councilor Buckwald,
Yes.
Councilor Schoenfeld.
Yes,
And a yes. And it's carried. Thank you. Item 8.1 is the Public Works Department update. And I have a motion that council accepts this report, Public Works Department review as information only. Moved by Councilor Robinson, seconded by Councilor Buckwald. Comments or questions? Councilor Schoenfeld.
well, unfortunately, because Adrian's not here, I will probably get an answer. I was just wondering, this year they were sweeping actually all the roads and not just the intersections. I was just wondering why that was happening. And then I just want to know what the different roads were, like that. And then also about the classifications of roads. I was just looking for interpretation on.
So I think in the past, we swept all of McLeod Drive. I think it was Shineman Road. I think it was,
Island View Drive.
Island View Drive and the Zummer subdivision.
Mhm.
And I don't know if there was any others.
The only main ones I could think of, the rest was pretty much just
Maybe
basically
an
the intersection.
No, just because they did Reiki Road. Anyway, I was just wondering if they're doing all the roads or just certain roads because of a certain reason. Anyway.
Maybe they're doing you a favor.
Yeah, moving those potholes in, yeah. Thanks.
Okay, so I'll call the vote. Councillor Burke,
Yes,
Councillor Robinson,
Yes.
Councillor Buckwell,
Yes,
Councillor Edward Shonfire.
Yes,
Yes, that's carried. Thank you. Item 8.2 is the special projects update. And a motion of council accepts the special projects coordinator report as presented. Moved by Councillor Burke, seconded by Councillor Buckwell. Comments, questions? Councillor Burke.
so we never got no grant for summer students this year?
No, the federal grant seems to have gone away, the one that, Algona usually helps us with, it doesn't sound, I don't know anyone who's gotten it. Last year they cut it back pretty significantly, and this year it doesn't seem like it's being given out at all. We don't know any of the municipalities about it either.
So I just got some good news today.
Oh, you did? I didn't.
Carmen Gould, and the letter's probably coming tomorrow,
Okay, good.
let me know that we did get a grant for summer student for a swim program.
And that must be a provincial grant then, is
That's
this for Carmen?
provincial.
That's great, well, there you go.
So,
Cause it's the federal one that we lost.
yeah,
That's nice.
that's breaking news today. Councillor Director Shonfire.
and I know Cameron did apply for a participation grant or participation grant for us, and we didn't get it, but she must have forgot to put it on that list. It was participation.
Okay, any other comments? Seeing none, Councillor Burke,
Yes,
Councillor Robinson,
Yes.
Councillor Buckwell,
yes,
Councillor Edward Shonfire.
Yes,
I'm a yes, and that's carried. Thank you. Item 8.3 is the bylaw department update, and I have a motion of council accepts the bylaw coordinator report as presented. Moved by Councillor Buckwell, seconded by Councillor Shonfire. Comments or questions? Councillor Shonfire.
does anybody know what the 10 tickets that were issued for that fire, what they could have been? Like, were they 10 tickets to that same homeowner or 10,
Yes,
yeah? And so there's fines associated with the tickets?
yes.
Yeah, thanks.
Any other comments? Seeing none. Oh, it's Kevin.
the fire department has purchased some signs last year, fire band. And they put them out last year, how come they didn't put them out this year? They put them out on all the intersections last year, is there fire band on?
I don't wanna answer on behalf of the chief, he's in the gallery, if you,
Go ahead.
Sorry to allow me, we did not initiate a fire ban,
Oh, you didn't,
no. We told people no daytime burning, and now the rest of the burning was to have to be done in accordance with the burn bylaw.
so we weren't in a fire band when that fire was started,
No, but we're not.
okay,
But I'm sure we'll get time to use them this summer.
yeah. No, I thought the township was under fire ban that time.
Thank you, Chief Chan, for the clarification. Any other comments? Seeing none, Councillor Burke,
Yes,
Councillor Robinson,
Yes.
Councillor Buckwell,
yes,
Councillor Shonfire.
Yes,
Yes. Aaron, thank you. Item 8.4 is the fire department update, and I have a motion of council accept the fire department update report as information. And I'm gonna move in a second, moved by Councillor Shonfire, seconded by Councillor Robinson. Comments, questions? Councillor Shonfire.
who decides if there's a fire ban or not? Is that like the ministry or
It
Renfrew County?
it can't be an industry action, but it's, in this particular case, it was up to us.
Okay, so we could decide when there'd be a fire ban or not.
That's correct.
And Don't know if it's in the fire chief's report, but I do remember reading that, there probably could be more widespread fire bans because the Ministry of Natural Resources is experiencing staffing shortages. So because they don't have the personnel, they put bans on larger areas because they just wouldn't be able to respond to a fire if there was one. Or they wouldn't be able to send personnel. Any other comments or questions? Seeing none, Councillor Burns,
Yes,
Councillor Robinson,
Yes.
Councillor Buckwell,
Yes.
Councillor Rector Schoenfeld,
Yes,
and a yes. It's carried. Thank you. Item 8.5 is the building department. And I have a, excuse me, motion that the committee accepts, or that council accepts the CDO update report as presented. Moved by Councillor Buckwell, seconded by Councillor Rector Schoenfeld. Comments or questions? Seeing none, Councillor Burns,
yes,
Councillor Robinson,
Yes.
Councillor Buckwell,
Yes.
Councillor Rector Schoenfeld,
yes,
and a yes, that's carried. Thank you. So item 9.1 is correspondence, and I have a motion that correspondence items 9.1.1 to 9.1.3 be accepted as information. I'm gonna move it, second moved by Councillor Buckwell, seconded by Councillor Burns. Comments, questions? Seeing none, Councillor Burns,
yes,
Councillor Robinson,
Yes.
Councillor Buckwell,
Yes.
Councillor Rector Schoenfeld,
yes,
and a yes, that's carried here. Item 9.2.1 is the municipality of Marks Gray Warren. And I have a motion, whereas the township of North Algona Wilberforce received correspondence from the municipality of Marks Gray Warren. And that the council of the township of North Algona Wilberforce support the motion requesting that the province, through the Ministry of Public and Business Service Delivery and the Bereavement Authority of Ontario, BAO, consider the following to assist municipalities in this growing concern of cemetery transfers. Amending the Funeral, Burial, and Cremation Services Act 2002, FBCSA, to have the province through the BAO identified as the default owner and operator of a cemetery when it is abandoned. Provide an annual funding based on the number of cemeteries a municipality owns and operates to municipalities to assist with maintenance of inactive and active cemeteries. And provide free training opportunities for municipalities regarding cemetery administration. And investigate and support the design of universal cemetery software for use by municipal cemetery operators that can be offered at an affordable cost. And therefore, a copy of this resolution be forwarded to the Honorable Todd McCarthy, Minister of Public and Business Service Delivery, Jim Pasamatis, BAO Interim CEO Registrar, and MPP John Yakubowski. Can I get a mover in a second? Moved by Councillor Rector Schoenfeld, seconded by Councillor Burns. Any comments or questions? Councillor Rector Schoenfeld?
I think this is very important because a number of small churches in every municipality are closing, so the burden of looking after the cemeteries is gonna fall on the municipality. And even though there's perpetual care dealing with cemeteries, it's really not enough.
And I would agree, I believe it is, and that's why it's coming forward. It's a growing concern right across the province. That more and more of the cemeteries are falling into the hands of the municipality. Any other comments, questions? Seeing none, Councillor Burns,
yes,
Councillor Robinson,
Yes.
Councillor Buckwell,
Yes.
Councillor Rector Schoenfeld,
Yes,
and a yes, that's carried. Thank you. Item 9.2.2 is a resolution from the town of Aurora. Whereas the Township of North Algona Wilberforce received correspondence from the town of Aurora, and that the council of the Township of North Algona Wilberforce support the motion requesting legislative amendments to improve municipal codes of conduct and enforcement. And that a copy of this resolution be sent to the Honorable Doug Ford, Premier of Ontario, Paul Calandra, Minister of Municipal Affairs and Housing, and MPP John Yakubuski. Moved by Councillor Burns, seconded by Councillor Robinson. Comments or questions? Seeing none, Councillor Burns.
Yes.
Councillor Robinson.
Yes.
Councillor Buckwell.
Yes.
Councillor Reddy-Shonko.
Yes.
And a yes, that's carried. Thank you. Item 9.2.3 is the Township of Amaranth. And it reads, whereas the Township of North Algona Wilberforce received correspondence from the Township of Amaranth, and that the Council of the Township of North Algona Wilberforce support the motion requesting that the province of Ontario pause advancement of proposed Highway 413 and redirect the approximate $8 billion cost for Highway 413 to support municipal infrastructure costs and housing construction initiatives. And further, that at least 50% of those funds be allocated for small urban and rural Ontario municipalities with populations less than 50,000. And that a copy of this resolution be sent to the Honorable Doug Ford, Premier of Ontario, and MPP John Yakubuski. Can I get a mover and a seconder? Moved by Councillor Robinson, seconded by Councillor Reddy-Shonko. Comments, questions? Seeing none, Councillor Burnt.
Yes.
Councillor Robinson.
Yes.
Councillor Buckwell.
Yes.
Councillor Reddy-Shonko.
Yes.
And a yes, that's carried. Thank you. And item 9.2.4 is the World Health Organization Pandemic Treaty. And I have a resolution, whereas the Township of North Algona Wilberforce received correspondence from MP Cheryl Gallant and support her request to call upon the Government of Canada to urgently allow Parliament the opportunity to debate and vote on the amendments to the IHR that have already been adopted by the 75th World Health Assembly, and to allow opportunity for parliamentary scrutiny of the proposed amendments currently being negotiated by the WHO delegates, and that this resolution be sent to Cheryl Gallant, Member of Parliament, for further governmental distribution. Can I get a mover and a seconder? Moved by Councillor Reddy-Shonko, seconded by Councillor Robinson. Comments, questions? Councillor Reddy-Shonko.
I did, like what Dr. Morgan Stern had said, the medical officer of Renfrew County. I thought his letter was, quite unbiased. And really, I think these things should be open to debate. And I think that's important.
Councillor Buckwell.
I'm not in opposition to the resolution, but I just want people to be aware that when you actually go into the material that's been agreed upon and that's been debated, I can find nothing in there that attacks Canadian sovereignty in any way. So there's a lot of people that are afraid out there of what potentially this could lead to. And my concern is that it's an unsubstantiated fear that something is going to happen. And what upsets me is that people are being made to feel that way with this whole issue. But if it will comfort them into having us support this with the feds, I'm okay with that. It's just unfortunate that it comes to this because there's nothing there when you read through the data.
Any other comments? Councillor Reddy-Shonko.
I think debate's important, so then you can get both sides of the story out there. Whether it's substantiated or not, at least both parties have the opportunity to present what's out there.
And I certainly have no problem supporting this resolution as it's presented either. Any other comments? Seeing none, Councilor Burns,
Yes.
Councilor Robinson,
Yes.
Councilor Buckwell,
Yes.
Councilor Rebecca Schonfeld.
Yes,
I'm a yes, that is carried, thank you. And item number 9.2.5 is a resident concern, and I have a motion that council accepts correspondence from Muriel and direct staff to provide a delegation form to Mrs. Rich. Moved by Council Buckwell, seconded by Council Burns. Comments or questions? Councilor Rebecca Schonfeld.
before COVID hit, we had something in place, so at the end of the meeting, and I forget all the details, that members of the gallery could talk, but it wouldn't necessarily like to get the answer that night. You know, and then COVID hit, and then because we weren't meeting in person, we kind of never got back to that. We only had done it a couple meetings. And the whole idea was just to allow people to be able to talk, realizing that we don't always have all of those answers right away, but we would be able to answer them at some point in time.
And my understanding was we had it in to have that format for committee meetings, but not for a regular council meeting. And then we moved away from committee meetings during COVID, so I guess it's a possibility we could look at going back to that. The only downside to committee meetings, and I know staff finds it a challenge that every time you add another meeting, and then that's more staff time required to prepare agendas and take minutes and provide follow-up reports, so. That's the right result.
Some municipalities once a month or once every 2 months have like a town hall, right? Is that something that maybe, I don't know, sometimes I do find some of the residents feel like they don't have a voice, or how can they, ask people what's going on? I don't know, like, we talked about that even in the strategic plan, having something like that. I'm not saying we have to do it right now, but just maybe we can put mechanisms into place or build on something like that.
Councilor Buckwell.
I think on the subject of committee meetings, I can recall a time when we pretty much had to have committee meetings because we weren't getting very good reports from staff, and that's not a dig at staff, the staff of the day, it's just it wasn't done that way. I think the quality of our reports and the deliverables report now is much better. A lot of our questions get answered before we have to ask them. So I don't know that going back to a committee structure for the majority of our operations is necessary. But yeah, having a period in the meeting, once the business has been done, that if people want to raise questions based on what was in that meeting, just for their understanding, that they know what we talked about and how we kind of got there, I'd be fine with that. Right? It's just a matter of it puts a burden on the chair to make sure that things are kept on track.
Councilor Robinson.
I've been in other meetings where there's a limited time that that person can speak. So you give them, if there's a question to be asked, so somebody does not go on and on. So you give a limited time, but you give them an opportunity to bring something forward. So I think something needs to be explored.
Councilor Buckwell.
Just moving things forward, maybe that's something we could ask staff to put together a report, put a report on of what some of the options might be. Based on what other municipalities are doing, that we could get back to that, because I remember years ago, we had that opportunity when I was on council, but a bunch of years ago. We didn't have a lot of issues. I know we had some issues here in recent history in previous councils. But I think maybe it's time to let's see what options are out there that we can get back to that. So I think it's important that people know what's going on.
Councilor Rebecca Schonfeld.
Well, and I think it's important, and it can't turn into like a grumpy session against council. It has to be something productive, so we move the business of council forward in a positive way. And I do find lots of times the residents have ideas that I've never thought about, especially when it comes to recreation, right? So like many thinking, well, like can advance things more than just one person thinking about one thing, and I think that's important. You know, and sometimes there's a problem out there and somebody in the gallery may have an idea of a way to solve it that we've never thought about before. So I think it's just important to give them some kind of voice or some kind of communication tool.
I think your idea of a town hall meeting, I don't know about every month, but.
Well, not,
maybe-
yeah, maybe once a quarter, maybe every
Yeah.
quarter.
I would prefer that as opposed to adding it to our council meetings.
But maybe as Councillor Buckwell suggested, the staff could maybe present us with a couple options. And then we could figure out one that worked best for us
And for the community.
and for the community, right?
Really. Could you hear me?
No, you couldn't.
A little bit off course, but anyway, I'll call the vote. Councillor Burke,
Yes.
Councillor Robinson,
Yes,
Councillor Buckwell,
Yes,
Councillor Recushenko.
Yes,
And yes, that's very good. And that brings us to bylaws. And now therefore, the Council of North Algona Wilberforce enact the following bylaws. Bylaw 2024-24, being a bylaw to amend bylaw number 04-97. And bylaw 2024-25, being a bylaw to amend bylaw number 04-97. And I get a move in a second, moved by Councilor Recushenko, seconded by Councilor Buckwell. Comments? Seeing none, Councilor Burns.
Yes.
Councilor Robinson,
yes,
Councilor Buckwell,
yes,
Councilor Recushenko.
yes,
Yes, that's carried. You. Are there any matters of urgency? Any notice of motion? Reports from committees, we've done, so upcoming meetings and unfinished business. So we have an advisory committee to council meeting on April the 24th, 2024 at 7 p.m. We have attended a special council on May the 6th, 2024 at 7 p.m. and that's at Snowdrifters. And our next regular council meeting would be May 7th, 2024 at 7 p.m. And at this point, item number 15, we have a motion that council is going to close session pursuant to section 239 2B of the Municipal Act regarding one personal matter about an identifiable individual. Moved by Councilor Burns, seconded by Councilor Robinson. Councilor Burns,
Yes.
Councilor Robinson,
yes.
Councilor Buckwell,
yes.
Councilor Recushenko,
yes.
and yes. So that's carried. We will be moving into close at 7:33 p.m.
Just thinking we
And
might
now
have to
that we're
practice.
back in open, I have a motion that staff proceed as directed in closed session regarding an identifiable individual, moved by Councilor Buckwell, seconded by Councilor Robinson, Councilor Burns.
Yes.
Councilor Robinson,
Yes,
Councilor Buckwell,
Yes.
Councilor Recushenko,
Yes,
and a yes, that's carried. And I have a confirmatory bylaw, the bylaw 2024-26, being a bylaw to confirm the proceedings of council for April the 16th, 2024. So you read the first and second time, the 16th day of April, 2024, moved by Councilor Byrd, seconded by Councilor Buckwell. You read a third time in final class, the 16th day of April, 2024, Councilor Byrd,
Yes.
Councilor Robinson,
yes.
Councilor Buckwell.
Yes.
yes,
Councilor Recushenko,
Yes.
yes, I'm a yes, that's carried. And finally, I have a motion that this April 16th, 2024, the meeting of council adjourns at 8:55, moved by Councilor Buckwell, seconded by Councilor Recushenko, Councilor Byrd,
Yes.
Councilor Robinson,
Yes.
Councilor Buckwell,
Yes.
Councilor Recushenko.
yes.
Yes, and that's carried as well, and thank you very much, we are adjourned.
Probably 11:40.